Welcome to SatoshiCryptoMoto. Crypto, coronavirus, and coffee. We'll be doing a little bit of that during our talk today. I'm all about peer-to-peer money and individual financial empowerment within a unified global community. Today we're going to talk about the coronavirus. Everybody's talking about it. I'm just going to get my 2 cents in on that because it's gotten to a point where globally and in America, in my region, that it just can't be shrugged off. I first did a report in January 27 saying that, I think this deserves our attention and we should watch this closely. Fast forward 5 weeks later, it truly has gotten to a point where, it can't be shrugged off. The many global markets have been affected. We all know how the stock market has done a nosedive. And today, just before the report here, the video here, I see the Dow Jones Industrials is up almost 5%. I think about 1,300 points. So that's good. But I do think that, and this is not financial advice, but I do think it's going to tank tomorrow or the next day. Largely, there's one interesting trend I heard about is a record level of CEOs are leaving their positions because they don't want to be at the helm of their companies when it really hits high gear. And it makes sense, but for us to see however they measure that or however they report on that, for the reports to say that a record number of CEOs are choosing to do that is wow. When else would you ever hear of something like that? There's three very important aspects of the coronavirus that are very, very important to realize or to know from the data that we do have, even though most people think that we're not getting near the correct numbers. From the data that they do have, such as ages, genders, number of affected, number of people who've recovered, number of deaths, that sort of thing, I think that there's some somewhat reliable information from that, but we've seen that it affects men more than women, I think to the ratio of 6-4, and that those 50 years or older have a much higher mortality rate. The thing about the virus they see is that it can be spread even though a person is not exhibiting any symptoms. In other words, they have no idea they have the virus, but they're already spreading it, and not just for a day or two, but maybe for as much as 2 weeks before they exhibit symptoms. And that a person who is a spreader spreads it to more than one person, which could make it cause it to grow exponentially. So those are some very, very important things to realize about it as we go forward from here. One researcher who I respect to a large degree, figures that 30 to 70% of the world will contract this virus. And that's a wide range, but and it's just prognostication at this point. But just because of the virility of the coronavirus and how it can last so long, the protein particles on particular surfaces. So it's really something to, I think, really react to. My most important thing I want to say in this video is that we shouldn't be afraid. What we should be is decisive. We should take the information that we have and make intelligent decisions. And some of the things that I'm going to be doing for myself based on the report, I've actively researched this, 10 different reports in the last 2 days. And what I'm going to be doing is bolstering my immune system with vitamin C and vitamin D. I already have had the 99.9% that hand sanitizer on hand. Bleach surfaces with a mix of a very mild mix of bleach to water, but they see that supposedly the virus can last quite a while on surfaces. But from a financial standpoint, it is something that has affected all markets, cryptos included. And for cryptos to go down to the degree that they have in the last week to 2 weeks is not alarming to me, because all markets globally have gone down, and understandably so. People are fearful, and when people are fearful, what they do is they cash out into staples, cash, water, and I'm not saying gold, but something they can actually use on the street, so to speak. Cash, water, food stores, things that are emergency types. And for me to see so many researchers reporting that this is a trend, primarily means that people are fearful, obviously. But I think that rightfully so, there's a very good degree of not fear that we should have, but just common sense. So I think it's common sense to bolster up food stores for 60 days or 90 days. Get beans, rice, bread, cans, non-perishables, get some vitamin C and D, a little bit of bleach, water, things of that nature. I think it's wise. And now, when at other times people saying that would have been considered conspiracy theorists, now it's almost like you're a fool not to consider that. I mean, so what? What if it turns out to be nothing? So you blew 50 or $100? Good grief. But at the same time, from a financial standpoint, when people are fearful, then it provides a classic example or a classic opportunity for those of us to capitalize on that for great gain. And I have nothing against financial gain, because for me to have greater financial gain, even at this time, would be a great opportunity for me to be able to share and to give to others. So simply put, the word that I would say today is don't be fearful, but be decisive. In other words, figure out what you're going to do, set a plan of action, and do it. Both for your family, for others, and for the future, and for your own finances. Hashtag love all, serve others. Thank you very much for your attention. Sun's setting right now on another great day. Tomorrow's going to be a great day also. And until next time, peace.